Right, so my plan is to make a tiger stripe platter. So what I've done is I've cut out, that's around about 9 inches across disc out of a piece of 40mm solid timber. That will give me my template, so I'm going to flood fill that. But what I want to do is I want to cast one colour, so I'm hoping to get 2 out of 1 cast, if you know what I mean. So what I want to do is I want to do the orange first, and then once the orange is cured, I'm going to mark my tiger stripes into it, cut those out, then reset it, and then pour the black on the remaining orange, and then do vice versa with the other bits that I've cut out. So I get, if you understand what I mean, I get 2 blanks from 1 mould, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I'll explain to you as I go along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up, I may do this in more than 1 pour. The reason being is last time I tried to pour a big amount in one go, it cracked, so I don't really want it to crack. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up 500 grams and see how that covers. If it's within 20mm, then I may mix a bit more up, so that's the plan. So what I'm going to use again is I'm just going to use the general purpose resin, which has got that tinge to it. Oops, if I don't drop it. And then put plenty of orange in it to give me my deep colour. Right, so we've got it all poured. That's the orange. That is around about 25-30mm thick, I would imagine. So we'll let that set, and then we'll come out, get it out of the mould, and yeah, move on to the next stage. So fingers crossed that it doesn't crack. Right, so what I've done on this now is I've drawn some rough tiger pattern lines on it. And now I'm going to cut these out on the bandsaw, and then recast it black. So let's get these babies cut out. Right, so she's all cut out. I've cleaned it all with some methylated spirits to get any loose dust off of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix up some black resin, and I'm going to recast this. So hopefully the black resin will fill everywhere where the orange isn't, and then we will have a tiger stripe bowl or platter. So that's my planning. So let's get some resin mixed up. And right, so I'm going to mix up 500 grams at a time, so don't know how much it's going to take. That took me 1,000 grams of resin to cast that, so I'm hoping we're looking at about 500 grams. So I'm going to mix 500 grams up first. I'm going to be using the general purpose resin again because it's got that slight tinge to it. The reason being is because I'm going to be putting black into it, so it doesn't really matter about the colour. So we'll see if there's 500 grams left in this tin. Just about by the looks of it. So we've got 500 grams. some black colour in here. So we'll do exactly the same as we did before. We'll mix the colour in before we put the catalyst in. Give it a good mix. I've never used black powder before, so we'll see how it comes. Right, so there we go, all set. We'll leave it overnight and we will come back and see what it looks like in the morning. I don't know whether the black will shrink a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of heat over that, just to get any air bubbles out of it, just in case. Like I say, I'm not overly impressed with this resin. I don't know why it's cracking. Haven't got a clue. I've never had this issue before with resin. Perhaps it's something to do with the resin itself. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off anyway, just to see what it looks like. Because if it looks really good, then I'll do another one with some decent resin. So hopefully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a coat of Yorkshire grit now to give it a shine. Right, so I think I'm going to knock this on the head. The reason being is all these cracks concern me. I don't know if you can see those cracks in there, can you? There's one there, one there, one there, one round there, one through there, another one through there, one through the centre. So I don't know why it's cracked like that. This is the new resin that I've been trying, and to be honest, I'm not happy with that at all. So I think I'll stick with the existing, or the resin I've always been using. So whether that's because I poured two different colours, whether this one wasn't quite, because it only seems to be, a lot of it is on the orange, and the orange is what I cast first. So whether it's because the orange wasn't quite cured and then I poured the black in and I sort of stressed it by, I don't know, I honestly don't know why I've done it. But the pattern worked. I wanted a tiger effect and that's worked, so I'm happy with that. It's just unfortunately the resin's failed. So yeah, so anyway, that's this week's project. Apologise that it wasn't a successful project, but I just don't want that to explode on me and cause damage to me or the lathe, so I'm not going to risk it. But it's proved that the resin is not a lot of good for the purpose that we want it for, and it's also proved that the pattern works, so I'm happy that way. So I'm going to get back to the bench and I'm going to cast another one, so a future project will be a successful tiger platter. So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, then please like and share. So other than that, that's this week's, well, semi-project. So anyway, I want you guys to have a great weekend, so take care, speak to you soon, and bye for now.